Okay, so let's get into this.
Yeah.
You know that quote, travel is the only thing you buy that makes you richer.
Oh, yeah. See it everywhere. It's a classic.
It really is everywhere. And it captures that idea, right? Gaining experiences over, stuff.
Mm-hmm. Possessions.
But what if? What if travel isn't just something that makes you richer?
Or just something you do to feel good.
Exactly. What if it's actually like an act of love in itself?
Fundamentally love. That's the core idea, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the bold idea we're diving into today.
Absolutely. We're digging into this based on an essay, Travel is Love,
Yeah.
a journey of connection and growth.
Right. So our mission here for this deep dive is to really unpack that. Go beyond the catchy quote. How does this source argue that travel isn't just like love, but actually is love?
For ourselves, for others.
The world, yeah.
Well, the essay suggests that the richer quote, it's true, but it kind of misses the why.
Okay.
Why do these experiences feel so valuable, so enriching?
And the answer is...
Because the essay argues they tap into the exact same things, the emotions, the connections that really define love.
Wow, that's a big shift in thinking.
It is.
So let's start where the essay seems to begin, with that romanticism of travel.
Yeah, and not just, couples holidays.
No, more the intense feelings it brings up.
Right. The buzz of leaving, the awe, seeing something totally new, that unexpected joy.
Even missing home sometimes, that longing.
Exactly. The essay says travel, just like falling for someone, it kind of yanks us out of our routines.
Breaks the mold.
Yeah. Challenges how we see things, makes us feel completely intensely alive.
And there's that analogy in the essay, right, about falling in love with a person.
Mm-hmm. How it pulls you into their world, their story, their history.
Yeah, all their quirks. Travel does that with places.
It immerses you, sometimes throws you right in.
Yeah.
Into the story of that place.
Learning its language, but not just words.
No, the rhythm of it. The essay gives examples like walking those cobblestone streets in Prague.
Or catching a sunset over Santorini? I can picture that.
Or even the vibrant chaos of Delhi.
It's not just sightseeing, then.
No, the essay frames it as actively engaging with the place's narrative, like getting to know someone you love.
Okay, so that engagement, that immersion, that leads to the next point.
Directly. This idea that at the heart of travel is a deep love for discovery.
It's fueled by curiosity, I guess.
Curiosity, yes.
Yeah.
But the essay suggests it's more. It's a willingness to step into the unknown.
So why call it love for discovery specifically?
Well, the argument is it's more than just seeing new stuff. It's about feeling new emotions you didn't expect.
Okay.
Gaining insights, maybe about the world, maybe about yourself, and really rediscovering parts of yourself.
That you only find when you're out of your comfort zone.
Exactly. Just like a new relationship can show you sides of yourself you never knew, the essay suggests falling in love with a place brings out these unexpected treasures, inside and out.
You mean like stumbling into that amazing hidden alleyway?
Totally. Or suddenly finding yourself in the middle of a local street festival.
Or just that perfect quiet moment, sipping coffee in some tiny village cafe nobody knows.
Precisely those moments. The essay says these aren't just travel highlights.
They're more like discoveries of the heart.
Yes. Acts of engaging with the unknown. And that takes vulnerability, openness, just like love does.
Which brings us to something we hear about a lot. Self-care, self-love, but through this travel lens.
Right. The essay frames mindful travel as this very intentional gift you give yourself.
A gift of what? Time, adventure.
Time, adventure, and maybe most importantly, perspective. A shift in how you see things.
And this really comes through with solo travel, doesn't it? The essay mentions its popularity.
Definitely. Being alone somewhere completely unfamiliar, it sounds daunting maybe.
Yeah, terrifying for some.
But the essay presents it as this powerful way to grow.
Yeah.
Build resilience, empowerment.
Because you have to rely on yourself.
Entirely. You learn to trust your instincts, navigate challenges alone, find real joy just in your own company.
The essay has that image, doesn't it? The self-assured smile, watching a sunrise alone somewhere amazing.
And that's not just enjoying the view.
It's the look of self-love, forged by the journey.
That's the argument. Confidence, resilience, knowing your own strength, found on the road.
So moving outwards from the self, the essay talks about travel fostering a kind of universal love.
Yeah, love for humanity.
Yeah.
Based on understanding different cultures.
How does it say travel pulls that off? Is it just meeting people?
It's deeper than just meeting, the essay argues. It's about experiencing shared humanity, when biases kind of melt away.
Because you're face to face with real people, real lives.
Exactly. It gives these powerful examples. sharing a meal with a Bedouin family,
Or getting caught up dancing at a wedding in India.
or the feeling you get volunteering at a school in rural Kenya. These aren't just cultural exchanges.
They're encounters with shared stories, shared struggles, shared joy.
Yes, families, traditions, laughter, worries. The essay says you realize that underneath all the differences,
Language, customs, whatever.
the core stuff, loving, dreaming, hoping, hurting, it's all the same. It's universal.
And recognizing that shared core, that's an act of love for humanity.
Profound kind, the essay argues.
Yeah, okay. And then there's the connection to nature, another dimension of love.
Absolutely. Standing at the edge of the Grand Canyon, feeling tiny.
Or snorkeling in the Great Barrier Reef, just completely immersed in another world.
And nature just humbles you, right? Reminds you you're part of something much bigger.
And things like ecotourism or sustainable travel, the essay links that to love too.
Directly. It frames them not just as responsible choices, but expressions of love for the planet.
Wanting to protect the places that moved you.
Exactly. It's gratitude, reverence, a love for nature that goes beyond just admiring it, towards wanting to care for it.
This idea of love showing up in different ways, it reminds me of the point about the language of love in travel.
Ah, yes. Communicating beyond words.
Which happens all the time when you travel.
For sure. And just like in our closest relationships, so much connection is nonverbal.
Like a shared smile in a crowded market.
Totally. Or fumbling through trying to say thank you in the local language and getting a patient nod back.
Or finding yourself dancing to a rhythm you've never heard before.
All these tiny moments of connection, reaching out.
And rituals. The essay mentions respecting local customs.
Yeah, like taking off your shoes before entering a temple.
Or learning how to eat with your hands somewhere. Or just being mindful of the local dress code.
The essay argues these aren't just rules. They're acts of respect, appreciation.
Expressions of cultural love.
Potent ones, yeah. Showing you value the place and its people. Building connection without needing perfect language. It's love through action.
And like any big love story, travel leaves you with memories. Powerful ones.
The essay calls them love letters written in the language of the senses, which is beautiful, I think.
It really is, because travel memories are so sensory, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. That specific smell of jasmine in a Moroccan market.
Or the sound, the echo of chanting in an old cathedral.
Or just the feeling of the wind, like the Atlantic breeze on a cliff walk.
They're not just pictures in your head, they're full-body memories.
Exactly. And the essay suggests we carry them around, like little amulets.
Reminders.
Reminders of who we were then, who we became because of that journey. Visceral reminders.
The essay also talks about travel as healing.
Yes, its power to restore after difficult times.
Like heartbreak, burnout, loss.
Exactly. People often travel then. And it's framed not just as escape.
But as finding restoration, rebuilding.
How does it do that, though?
The essay suggests it's the change of scene, obviously, but also the rhythm.
The rhythm.
Yeah, the rhythm of movement itself. The sound of a train on the tracks, the ocean waves, even just walking through a new city.
Yeah, that could be meditative, therapeutic.
Right. Travel gives you physical space, but also emotional space. To reflect, to heal.
It uses examples like climbing a mountain. Not just for the view, but for finding strength again.
Or floating in the Dead Sea. Feeling lighter, literally, and maybe emotionally.
Exactly. That turning back toward yourself, finding yourself again through travel, that's presented as a really powerful act of self-love, healing love.
Okay, but let's be real. Travel isn't always romantic vistas and profound insights, is it?
Definitely not. The essay acknowledges that too.
The canceled flights, the lost luggage.
The language barriers that feel totally insurmountable sometimes.
Culture shock hitting you like a ton of bricks. Money worries.
All of it. But here's where the analogy with love gets even deeper.
Oh, so?
The essay says these aren't, like, failures of the journey. They're part of it.
Okay.
They're chances to grow in love. They force patience, right?
Oh, yeah. Deep breaths needed sometimes.
Adaptability when everything goes sideways. Humility when you realize you have no clue what's going on.
Like dealing with rough patches in a relationship.
Exactly like that. Journeys, like love, are imperfect. The struggles, the frustrations, they add texture.
Make the good moments sweeter.
Absolutely. And they build resilience, deepen the bond, whether it's with a place or the people you're traveling with.
Speaking of people, travel definitely tests and strengthens existing relationships, doesn't it?
For sure. Couples, families, friends. You have to navigate stuff together, make decisions, handle stress, share joy.
It's like a crash course in teamwork and understanding.
Definitely deepens things. But what's also fascinating is how travel opens you up to new connections.
Strangers.
Yeah, those chance meetings in a hostel, right?
Or a random conversation on a bus that changes how you think about something.
Connections forged just because you're sharing that moment, that journey.
And then there's falling in love while traveling.
The essay touches on that too. Suggests that being out of your routine may be more open, more vulnerable.
People connect faster, more authentically.
Seems that way sometimes. Whether it's a fleeting romance or something lasting, it shows how travel can really prepare the ground for connection, open the heart.
So all this leads back to that feeling, wanderlust, that deep desire to travel.
The essay argues it's not just about ticking off countries.
It's deep.
It's a reflection of our nature, it says. Just like love wants to expand, connect, the human spirit wants to explore, understand, seek meaning.
So wanderlust is like the soul wanting to stretch, and travel is how it does it.
That's the idea. And it connects back to vulnerability again.
Oh.
Love requires letting go of control sometimes, right? Embracing uncertainty.
Definitely.
Well, travel demands that too. Stepping out of the comfort zone, saying yes to the unpredictable, trusting the process.
And that surrender, it's key.
The essay argues it's essential. For transformation, for deep connection, the very things that define love.
Even now, in our super digital age, the essay mentions virtual travel.
Briefly, yeah. Documentaries, VR, scrolling through amazing travel photos.
Not the same as being there, obviously.
No, can't replicate the full experience. But the essays suggest it can still spark something.
Like curiosity, appreciation, inspiration.
Exactly. A different kind of love for exploration, maybe. And you see these online travel communities.
People sharing stories, planning dreams.
It shows that the heart can still roam, even if you're physically grounded. That love of exploration finds a way.
So looking ahead, the essay kind of accepts that travel and love will change.
Yeah, with technology, climate change, global events, things evolve.
But the core idea holds.
That's the conclusion. That fundamental truth. Travel, however it looks, is an act of love.
Because it answers that deep human need?
To connect.
Right.
With ourselves, with others, with nature, with the joy of just experiencing.
So in a world that can feel pretty uncertain.
Travel remains this
beacon
of hope, curiosity, compassion, connection.
And just like love, the essay suggests, travel will always find a way to call us, teach us.
Transform us.
Yeah.
It really flips that initial quote, doesn't it?
It does. The richness isn't just what you get.
It's the love you bring and the expanded love you take away.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something for you, the listener, to maybe mull over.
Yeah.
How has travel shaped your capacity for love? For yourself, maybe. For others you met or traveled with. For the world.
Good question.
What journey have you taken, or maybe one you dream of taking, that feels like a real act of love to you?
Worth thinking about.
Definitely. Until next time.
Safe travels.
In every sense.